Right, so here I'm going to go through how to use DrawPlus and talk a little bit about what sort of program it is. Now, it is an art program, but it is not like Paint, which is where you draw with little tiny pixels and you colour in little tiny squares and you draw shapes that way. In a vector program, you only draw shapes. And essentially, it has a certain style to it, which is often used for logos. It has a sort of anime looking style and is often used for anime drawings. And it has, it is used quite a lot in graphic design. One of the main features that's a benefit to vector drawing is it doesn't pixelate. So if I zoom into this circle, you see that it doesn't pixelate. And that's one of the main reasons why it's useful compared to a pixel or bitmap art, which would, if enlarged, pixelate badly. And it often looks worse when printed. Anyway, so how do we do it? So let's go through the tasks. Now, one of the main things of a vector program is a shape has an inside color and an outside color. So here, the actual inside color is white. Now, in DrawPlus, you see in the top right, you've got these tabs. So color is here. So you've got an inside color. So you click that box to change the inside color. So let's change the inside color to blue. Now, when you click on the color wheel, it has all the shades of that color. So you can then click in here to have a black. Black and white are on every color. If you see, like black and white are there, and they're on every single color. But as you go up, it goes obviously more to the color you're selected and more to the whiter and darker versions. So I'm going to select blue. That blue will do, maybe a bit more. There we go. And then I want to change the outline color. So I go to line. Okay, and it's a red border. So I then just go to red. So now I've got a red outline and a blue inside. Okay, so there's your color selection there. Remember, you've got an outline and inside. If you want something see-through, transparent, because white is okay, but of course if I then put that on that, that's actually behind it. If I put that on top of that, you see it blocks it. So what you need to do is you click that for none, and you see this checkered pattern. This is quite common in graphics, and that represents see-through. Okay, so now when I move that over the top, it'll be see-through. But obviously in this case, when it's blue, so there we go, that's task one. So task two, we add a title below to say hello, change the font to Calibri. So in DrawPlus, there are two main ways of writing words. There's a frame, which is like a text box in Word. So this one here is like a text box in Word. And this is a bit like word art, but a bit more interesting. So you can click on that. And when you click on it, you sort of drag how big you want it. You go down right. Some kids go up, just down right. You drag how big you want it. You can resize it after. It's not a problem. Okay, right, hello. Oh, and then obviously I'm going to highlight the word and I'm going to change the font just like I would in any other program to Calibri. But with this type of word, here's the difference. If I adjust the size, it actually adjusts the shape of it there. So yeah, so you can do quite a lot of resizing the font. Okay, so even though you've got a font size up there, you can adjust the size by just shrinking it. So it's a bit confusing. With the word art, which actually called, I've forgotten the name, artistic text tool, you can go over to styles over here and you can select some of these styles. You've got some 3D ones, some metal ones. There's other ones in there. You can look instant effects and make it look weird. Okay, now I'm going to undo that. Just go back to the normal black for a second because I want to show you something else. So also with this, you'll see here, look, we've got an outline color and an inside color. So, we can actually change, and I'm going to show you in a minute, you can change the outside and inside color of this text. But if you use a text box, it will change the box's outside color and inside color. So, right, another thing you can do with the artistic text, because it's artistic text, is you can curve it and bend it around. So at the top here, you've got preset text paths. So you can pick one of these. I could pick this one, and then it will, you can actually adjust the curves. There are the, if you click on the white arrow, you can drag the line around and alter how it curves. Most of the time you just leave it, but I'm making a mess of it, as you can see. But yeah, so you just go back to click on it with the black arrow, and then you've got the text paths up there, and you can do one of these curves, whatever one you want. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, there we go. So here it says set the inside color red and the outside color blue, then use a dotted outline and make it size 2. Well, I'm going to enlarge it because, and I'm going to change the font just because it's actually quite hard to see on that small word. So you should know how to set the inside color red, fill color red, outside color blue, but then hold on a minute, there's no outline. What's going on? Well, the reason for that is that even though we've made a blue outline, if we go along to the line tab, which is the stuff that allows you to change what the line looks like around the edge, you'll see that it has a size of 0.1, which is very, very small. So if we change that to 2, you can drag the slider. I don't know why I didn't, but there you go. I'm actually going to drag it a bit more just for the sake of the video, because it might be harder to see. There we go. I'll make it 4. Actually, I'll make it 3. You can see that it's changed the outline. And also you can see here that you've got different types of outline. Double outline, dotted outline. So I'm going to do the dotted outline. And there's even different types of dots. There's lots of different things you can do. It depends. Some look better than others. I don't particularly like this one, but there we go. Dotted outlines on that, amazing. But it's just to show you that you can change the line thickness and the style. Personally, quite like that one. But anyway, you can pick the dotted outline. So task 5, we add a text box. So that's just under here. Frame text tool, and you draw the text box as you normally would, and then you can just write this is a text box. Now the difference with this is, just so you understand the difference, I'll put loads of writing in. So one of the main differences is that you can, when you resize it, it doesn't change the size of the text. The only way to do that is up here. You can change each individual word. If the box is too small, it'll come with that overflow, letting you know there's more text. You can rotate things, by the way, in case I didn't show that already. If you move past the corner, you can rotate things. I'm going to put that back. You can also rotate it down here with the angle, if you prefer to have some slider. Yeah, there you go. So another really useful feature in DrawPlus is to get a picture inside a shape. Now this is just a picture off the internet. Any picture you have, like you copy and paste, all you've got to do is copy and paste it into DrawPlus. So I'm gonna, go on the internet, go on Google. I'll just very quickly, I'll do it off the screen. I'll do a picture of, I don't know, a fountain. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so off the screen, I have copied a picture. And then you do edit, paste. Now, if for any reason the picture doesn't appear, do paste special and pick that one, and then it will appear, because sometimes it can be a bit funny, but I'm going to delete that. So that's all I did, was I copied and pasted a picture onto DrawPlus. Okay, then to get that image inside there, I right click on it, do convert to curves here, and what that does, that makes it into a shape now that's inside DrawPlus. So now it's no longer this picture, it's actually a rectangle, as if we drew it in DrawPlus. And then one of the cool features of DrawPlus is that you can copy what something looks like onto something else. So once you've done that, you've only got to do that once, and then it's done forever. Then with it selected, you click on this roller painter thing, that like a roller painted a wall thing. Click on that, and you click on the shape, and then it will copy. It will try and make this shape look like that. And if I did this, it would make it look like that. So if I click on this shape, click on that, click on that, now I've got a red circle, and this is quite handy. Because it's basically, when you see this over here, all these things, that's what they've done. They make a shape look like it, and they make what's called a style. And we could actually add this as a style in here, and then we could just click and have everything, red with a blue dotted outline. Obviously, we don't want that, but you get the gist. So go back on that. I don't need to convert to curves again, because once it's converted, and then I click on that. If you want to adjust it in any way, like say you want to have it, not exactly where that image is. It's this bit here. It's a little bit fiddly, but you click on the fill tool here, and then essentially you can click and drag. If I have the shape selected for once, you can drag. Click on the outline. So I was on the outline there. So I was doing the outline. So you'll click on the inside, drag, and there we go. See, it can be a bit fiddly. Even now, I was like, what's going on? Why is it not working? It's because I was trying to draw the outline of the shape, but the outline of the shape is 0, so there's no actual outline because there's no outline on this shape. So make sure you're on the inside color, which will be black because it's a picture. And sometimes it puts a picture in there, but it didn't this time for some reason. So you click here, and then you can select, and as you click, it will allow you to drag. Now, if you then want to move it, you can let go, drag the middle bit, and you can put it where you want. But just remember, obviously, at some point it will tile. It is a bit fiddly that. You don't really need to worry about that too much, but I'm just showing you anyway because, you know, might as well. So task 6, that was task 6. Task 7, okay, you've got shapes all over here. Yours will probably be a rectangle because it starts off as a rectangle. But basically, all your shapes are here. Your built-in shapes, and that one is any sided shape, so it's a triangle to 30. So I'm just going to quickly show that one. I'll zoom in a bit because we're running out of space a bit. So if I draw out that, you might think, oh, notice that it's kept the image from before, okay, because it does. So if you don't want that, just select a color, give it an outline, and don't forget to set the outline to a number, like, I don't know, 2 or something, and then you'll see there's an outline. See, when I draw these shapes, you think, well, that's not a triangle, so how can I get a triangle? Well, you go to the white arrow, and this allows you to alter the shape. So this would rotate it, which isn't that really great because you could do that anyway. But this one alters number of sides. So you can do a triangle all the way up to a 30-sided shape, which is kind of a circle, really, but there you go. So those nodes are on everything. So they're not just on this shape, they're also on a rectangle. They curve the edges. Some have got loads of them, some have got very few. One of them's got quite a lot is the star, that's why I picked it. So draw the star out, and it's got loads. It's got how many points, it's got what's the inside, you've got like a secondary star bit, you've got a twist, and you've got a radius of the bit in the middle. So, you know, and once again, obviously you could, if you wanted to, put that in there. You could then put the outline back, go to black, and then maybe not that much. And there you go, or whatever. I'm just messing around. So there you go. I've fiddled with the shape. You could just use those default ones. That looks pretty funky. So last but not least, I'm going to show you a blended fill, which is actually the same thing I did when I altered this. But if I've got a colour in it, so let's say I've got red in it, but I want it to go from red to blue. You click on the same button that I clicked on to mess around with this texture, and then you just draw across it like that. Now that's not red to blue, but if you click on that, you can then change that to blue. And you can move that around. There are some different ways of doing it, like up here there's plasma, which is like some sort of weird pattern, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to let you fiddle with that. Radial was quite good sometimes because then it's like from the centre, you know, out, which can be quite good. You can even as well, if you want more colours, like you click and it adds a colour, right? And then you change that to yellow, and then it'd be red, yellow, blue. But I often find that once you get too many colours, it gets a bit funny. But I don't know, whatever. If you go to plasma, see what that looks like. Yeah, that's kind of funky. I'm not really sure how good that would be, but you know, you can see what you can do. So that's your tasks, and good luck.